What is up, YouTube? The name's King, and I'm here to do a quick, hopefully quick review of Dragon Ball Superhero. I had seen this movie when it came out. There was, there was links to it and stuff. I wanted to see it just because I didn't want to get spoiled. Um, and honestly, like I got convinced by a lot of the big creators that there was no way you were not gonna get spoiled on this movie. With the way they handled the promotion for this movie, you definitely, I definitely could have gone without being spoiled at all. But a lot of people expected it to go like Broly, where they spoiled the shit out of the movie, like, everything, Gogeta, everything. In this movie, I think I've only seen, even after seeing it, I think I only saw like two or three pieces of art that actually spoiled things. I think everybody knows that Gohan gets a new form and Piccolo gets a new form and that they're just selling the movie. But design wise, all that stuff, I think you could have gone these last 2 or 3 months and avoided it all. But I did watch it. Unfortunately, now I kind of feel robbed, like I robbed myself of watching it in theaters because that third act of this movie is amazing. Now, there's going to be a bunch of comparisons to Broly. It's inevitable. There are Dragon Ball movies right next to each other, new era Dragon Ball movies. They're very different movies, so I actually don't like that they're compared so much. Uh, Broly obviously has just insane fights, and but to me, the favorite part of the Broly movie is actually the beginning, like getting the Frieza Force, the Saiyans, Planet Vegeta, all that stuff. Just getting like the story. And my only issue with Broly, and it's always been my issue with Broly, even though it's like probably still the best Dragon Ball movie, it's just that once the fight starts, it's literally just like an hour long fight. It doesn't stop. It's just kind of like an endless fight. And even though the fight is amazing, it's a little too drawn out. And with here, it doesn't feel that way because a lot of it is story, and I think the pace moves well. A lot of people complain about the first part with Dr. Hedo or whatever, Jiro's grandson, and Magenta talking. A lot of people complain about how it takes a while for the movie to get going. I think it's kind of necessary though, but yeah, maybe a little bit too drawn out. But aside from that, the pace moves really quickly. The story's going, and it's just not one endless battle after another. It kind of is, but there's stuff going on in between that keeps like there's an actual story going on, like the actual story is being told. So, in my opinion, it's a really good movie. I almost put him in equal grounds just because I feel like I enjoyed the story overall better for this one. And I like that it focused on Piccolo and Gohan. It's unfortunate that this actually doesn't happen in the movie. And as someone who has Dokkan brain rot and is always looking at what would be good animations for the game, this doesn't really happen. So I don't know if they're gonna do a what if and do this poster scene right here with an LR, maybe Ultimate Piccolo and Ultimate Gohan, or I don't know if that's just a base Gohan. But yeah, they kind of fight separately almost all the time, except against Cell Max, where they're kind of not even fighting together, but Piccolo's holding him down, and then Gohan is charging up. So I really like the Gammas. They were also a highlight of the movie, especially Gamma 2. Everybody loves Gamma 2. Gamma 1 actually is just kind of very stoic, very serious. So he's not really he's not as memorable as Gamma 2. But I hope Gamma 1, if as the series moves forward, maybe he'll be a little bit more lighthearted in honor of his brother, who unfortunately dies in this movie. But yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed the movie. I'm doing this very ghetto the ghetto way, and I'm just on Google clicking on images to see what it reminds me of. Um, yeah, well, there was another thing I was gonna mention really quick that I almost forgot. Also another highlight of the movie, Pan. Pan is the most adorable Kid Saiyan ever. Like, she's just adorable, and it surprised me that they're still using the same voice actress that voiced Pan in GT, because she does really sound like a child, but it's hard for me to gauge that, I guess, because I'm not a native like Japanese speaker. I wonder if the Japanese people can really easily tell that it's an older woman playing a child. But yeah, Pan, adorable. She's so cute, and like her relationship with Piccolo is just precious. So that's a really I really like that aspect of it. And it kind of sucks that she's so sad at school waiting for her dad to pick her up, or Piccolo, or anybody. And it's like now Gohan's kind of being the deadbeat dad in a different way than Goku. And I know a lot of people. There's a lot of controversy about if Goku's actually deadbeat dad or not. Like that's still like an argument that I see a lot often. That a lot of people like are basing Goku's parenting of Dragon Ball Z abridged, or that he's actually a good father. He has a good relationship with Gohan. Blah blah blah. But either way, he Goku's always an absentee father, at minimum. But and Gohan's kind of being that because he's focusing on his studies and his work. Um, so I guess I might as well talk about the final Gohan since he's popping up here, or Beast Gohan. I really like this design. The hair is a bit exaggerated. From the side, it just looks kind of ridiculous, you know? The side angle, especially at the end of the movie, it looks too much. But overall, when you see it from the front, I think it looks cool. And it's unfortunate that he only does two moves. He does like one knee to Cell Max. He blocks one hit from Cell Max, and then he does the special beam cannon. Orange Piccolo, which he's not popping up here really, but he might if I click on this Piccolo that I just saw. Well, that's the best thing about this movie is that they upgraded Piccolo really. Oh, there he is, because he really needed to catch up with the Saiyans, and Piccolo has also always been one of the best characters of Dragon Ball, so I'm really glad. I really love this form. This thing looks awesome. He just Giga Chad Piccolo looks badass, is badass, and I'm really happy that I hope that he becomes a player and stays a player. I hope they can. Like at this point, transformations are going to be ridiculous. There's going to be bullshit for all of them. They're all going to be ass pulls, and I don't care if they're Saiyans or not. Every transformation from here on has pretty much been, since Super Saiyan 3 has been an ass pull. Even Super Saiyan 2 is an ass pull. It's just these people are going to get forms, and that's just how it is. We need to stop worrying so much about how they get them. We just need to get them there because the series is 40 years old. The power scaling is, it's just not like you can't really do it logically anymore. And yeah, if the enemies are going to get stronger, the protagonists need to get stronger. And if you're saying that only Saiyans can break their thresholds continuously, it just gets stale. And that's how we got the only Goku and Vegeta problem. And I'm glad that Gohan and Piccolo are now kind of catching up. Maybe Broly in this movie, who's being trained, will be a player. He still seems like he's such a wild card that he might explode again one day. He might just cause issues for them. But it'd be cool if he gets added to the roster in some way. But Piccolo, I'm really happy about. That's probably the best thing of this movie. Yeah, I would say overall. And then, yeah, well, the other thing that I want, honestly, Hero and Magenta, who cares, really? So, yeah. I really enjoyed the movie. It's really... I loved it. I thought the story is really cool. My other complaint is the recycling of Gohan not training and then reawakening his ultimate Gohan form, all that. It's just kind of like, alright, is he actually going to learn his lesson or is he not? But yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts on the actual story. Well, I guess I should talk about Cell Max himself. Design is cool. I don't like that he's just a mindless kaiju. I actually made a tweet. I should have brought it up, like before the movie actually came out in any shape or form. But somebody did an art depiction of, they saw the leaked Cell Max and they redrew him, but it wasn't exactly. So this is what I could tell that design was, and I was like, man, it'd be funny if this movie is just a giant mindless kaiju form of Cell. That'd be so freaking lame. And that's exactly what happened. Like, without spoilers, without nothing, I saw the design and I was like, okay, maybe he's just like a mindless form, and he was, which was a little bit disappointing, but at the same time, it's kind of fun. Like, that in itself is a cool concept. But I kind of wanted him to also be intelligent. I wanted him to be a version 2 of Cell. I didn't want him to have Cell's memories because that wouldn't make sense, but I would want him to have the data of what happened with the Cell fight versus Gohan. And he would be kind of, you know, an interesting Cell that wasn't Cell, but still wants to avenge his former version of himself. I thought that was kind of interesting. But I like the design overall, and now I'm gonna move on to what I think what units we can get from Dokkan, because like I was saying, hopefully we can get an LR Ultimate Piccolo and Ultimate Gohan, and maybe a little bit of what if we're here because they have separate fights. One of them's fighting Gamma 1, the other one's fighting Gamma 2, and they don't really fight together until Cellmax. So this doesn't really happen there. But they can make it up. There's plenty of fights between these four that you can do a lot of animations. But unfortunately, Beast Gohan has very little moves that I think they're going to borrow a lot of his ultimate and base fight moves and apply them to an LR of Beast Gohan. So I don't know what they're going to do. It'll be kind of weird if they do a lot of what ifs, because the what ifs don't always come out so great in Dokkan. They usually have to base it off something so it can look pretty badass. First off, I think that we could actually get Gamma 1 and Gamma 2 as separate free-to-play units. Because I'm sure there'll be free-to-play units of like Android 18 and Krillin, and then Teen Gohan, Teen Goten, Teen Trunks, the new ones now, and all that. They could easily do that, but I think Gamma 1 and Gamma 2, they could get free-to-play units as well. And I think they could just have them do a simple animation like this. Gamma 2 can just do this and Dokkan, and that's it, you know. A simple little punch in a quick short animation. And you save all the good stuff. I think you could do Gamma 1 and Gamma 2 as free-to-play units, and then you can have a Dokkan Fest Gamma 1 and Gamma 2. And then there's plenty of fights to do that with. And then you can do an LR Gamma 1 / Gamma 2. And then Gamma 2 could have the active skill. So I think they could literally do 3 versions of this of the Gammas. Where's the active skill of Gamma 2? The scene that we all know and love. I had just seen it right now. Oh, here it is. When he sacrifices himself, like he's doing that. That thing looks amazing. That's an LR moment for sure. And obviously the LR could have the intro where they're both posing at the base and it's raining, and Gamma 2 puts his shoulder on Gamma 1, and it looks cool as hell, you know. Of course, I think we're going to get an Ultimate Gohan into Beast Gohan LR. I also think we'll get Ultimate Piccolo and Ultimate Gohan. Maybe Ultimate Piccolo and Ultimate Gohan could just be a regular Dokkan Fest, but I think they are going to want to LR the shit out of everybody here. Of Gohan, Piccolo, and Cellmax. And I think Gamma 1 and Gamma 2 deserve one as well, but I don't know if they'll double up like that, you know. I think we can get like a lead up to a dual Dokkan Fest, Cellmax, and then it's kind of hard to think about this, but like I think it's kind of hard to think about it, but I really do think that you could do that. 2 free-to-play units separate, Gamma 1 and Gamma 2 as a Dokkan Fest, and then Gamma 1 / Gamma 2 LR. I think that's possible. But Cellmax is kind of a weird one because I don't know if he would have giant form, because he's just naturally giant. So it's not a form, it's just how he is. So, and he's kind of weird. Like, I don't know, the new event that's in Global and Dokkan in JP right now has an intro. It's not voiced, but it could easily be an intro for an LR Cellmax. So who knows when that will happen. This is pretty much the art for the event, taken from this scene right here. Yeah, he has a lot of moves, obviously, but once you pop him as an LR, since he doesn't really transform or anything, that's it, right? So it's kind of weird. It is kind of sad, but even though I personally like transformations, but it is kind of sad how Dokkan really depends on them, because I know some people like just straight up Super Saiyan Namek Goku, for example, in Dokkan. I mean, I like him too, but I'm just saying as a concept, like, oh, that's badass. But since same name makes things complicated, it's kind of like a double-edged sword. You can still they let us run same name units now, but they don't link together. So it's just kind of like, you release the Cellmax, he doesn't transform, he doesn't do anything, he doesn't exchange with anybody. It's just always going to be Cellmax releases. So you're never going to be able to run a Cellmax with another Cellmax. His links, I guess his best linking partners will be an old Cell, maybe. The older Cells, if he's exactly like that. But, I mean, he's not going to have Messenger from the future. He's not gonna have metamorphosis because why would he, right? He's not gonna have ultimate life form, would he? I guess maybe. He's gonna be definitely lacking some of those things. So it's kind of interesting. He's gonna be needing some categories. So I hope he still gets giant form, even though it's not a transformation and he's just giant naturally. So yeah, those are my thoughts on some units, the big ones. But like I said, they're gonna have to borrow a lot. What the hell is this stupid shit right here? Anyways, they're gonna have to borrow a lot for Beast Gohan. I wish Goten and Trunks did more. I liked Trunks' design a lot, like especially when he shows up. He actually gave me the original Teen Trunks vibes from Z, like his face, like how he's standing. But then as once Goten and him start talking, getting into a fight, they're acting goofy as their kid selves, like this. So it's kind of like okay, but he looked really cool. Initially as he was getting off the helicopter and stuff. I hope we're definitely gonna get a unit of these guys, maybe fusing into Fat Gotenks, and I guess they'll be youth, Goten and Trunks youth. We already have this Gohan in game. He's gonna probably turn Super Saiyan. I don't know what other units we could get, but yeah, I don't want to make this video too long. It's already 16 minutes long. That's some of my thoughts. Mostly, I just I'm excited for these units to finally hit Dokkan. Like, okay, what the hell did I click? We'll definitely get a Pan Kid. I assume a free to play Pan Kid. And I'm not sure quite else. What quite else? I guess we'll probably get a base Vegeta and Goku from fighting on the planet. Maybe Broly, another Broly. They'll always try to get us with a Broly. But yeah, I mean these animations right here are really cool. But you can just save them like I said, for a free-to-play unit. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I really enjoyed the movie. I hope everybody goes out and sees it. This video is probably going too long. It's about to cut off on me because I don't have that much room on my phone. But yeah, thanks for watching. If you did, I'd say go watch it. I live in Texas, so I watched it at the Alamo. So I had a full meal while I was watching the movie. And it just looks so much better than the stupid version I saw on my PC. So yeah, I highly recommend it. I want to go watch it again. Unfortunately, there's so little subbed viewings or screenings that the next time I'll probably have to watch it dub, and that's kind of annoying for me. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hopefully these units come. I'm thinking end of the year. I think we might have to wait until the end of the year. I don't know what the hell, because they're definitely gonna want to do dual Dokkan Fest. So guess we'll see. There's a lot of stuff, a lot of cool fights. That third act, especially, everything there looks awesome. So I can't wait for it. Gamma 1 could really just have a gun. The free to play could just be a gun, the gun beam, the little orb, and Gamma 2 could have the Dokka, the comic book panel shots. So for free to play, so hopefully they add those sometime soon. I think they could just add those into the event that currently exists with Gohan. So hopefully we get them sooner than later. So there could be some space between the bigger releases. Appetizers. Something to calm us down, because that base Gohan that doesn't Dokkan Awaken is the only thing in the games right now. Like, come on, everybody's seen Gamma 1 and 2 on the trailers already. Give us something. All right, see you guys. Thanks for watching. Can't wait for the worldwide celebration, and see you guys soon.